Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second reading of the Texas State University Honors College Summer Reading Series. Tonight we have another play, a brand new one-act play written by honors student JaVaun Butler. And at this time, I'd like to welcome the cast and crew to the screen to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is TJ, and I will be playing Daniel. I'm a Texas State alumni, graduated with my MFA in 2017.
Hi there, my name is Jeremiah Porter, and I will be playing Milk. I am a rising senior in Texas State's musical theater program.
Hello, my name is Britton Stabora. I am a junior in the BFA acting department, and I have a certification in a 3D modeling software.
Hello, I'm Dylan Crawford. I'm going to be playing Honeysuckle, and I am a rising sophomore in the BFA acting program at Texas State.
Hi guys, my name is Joey Herrera. I'm playing Tony, and I'm currently going to be a senior at Texas State University.
Hello, my name is Vivian Noble, and I am a rising sophomore in the BFA program at Texas State.
Hello, everybody. My name is David Rich. I am the director of this lovely production, and I am going to be a junior in the theater performance and production major.
I think you're muted there, Connor.
I am muted.
Right.
Hi, my name is Connor Steed. I'm a senior computer science major at Texas State, and I work for the Honors College as the digital stage manager.
I'm JaVaun Butler. I wrote this lovely piece of work. And so here goes nothing. Here's F is for friendship.
Yes. And stay tuned afterwards. There's going to be a brief talkback session. Feel free to leave any comments, questions in the comments section as the stream goes. And we'll be answering those and addressing those after the reading. It's going to run about 40 minutes, so there's not going to be an intermission or anything. So here we go.
F is for Friendship by JaVaun Butler. Scene, a dressing room in the Magic Carpet Drag House, late Friday night present. Lights up. A messy, dimly lit room. Clothes racks are laden with sequin gowns, feathered boas, and the sort. Wig heads sit on shelves nearby. There are 3 vanities in the center of the room and a Pepto-Bismol colored couch to the right, barely noticeable under its own collection of dresses, heels, and wigs. A door leading out to the stage and the rest of the club sits to the right. The door to the restroom to the left. Tina Turner's What's Love Got to Do With It can be heard faintly outside the dressing room. Daniel enters from the restroom in a green sequin gown. He is without a wig, but his face is made up. Glancing at the clock overhead, he snatches a wig from the shelf and makes his way over to a body mirror in the corner. He tries it on, but unsatisfied, he snatches the wig off and replaces it with another. This happens 3 times. He finally settles on one. He surveys his look a second time.
You look like a can of Sierra Mist.
Daniel removes his heels, then the gown. His torso is blackened and purpled with bruises. Crossing to the clothes rack, he chooses a black sequin gown and, glancing at the clock, hurries to dress himself. He stumbles a bit, stabilizing with the help of a mirror. He looks at himself, stares at his bruises. A moment. He moves over to a vanity and sits barefoot, wigless and half-dressed. Milk, tall and broad, noticeably older than Daniel, and posing as Tina Turner, enters with a bouquet of roses. Daniel tries to perk up.
Wow, the crowd is loving us tonight, huh?
Daniel turns away.
In there wants a little taste of milk. What's the matter with you?
Nothing.
Okay, come on. Don't lie. I see right through that.
Nothing, I promise. Nothing, I promise.
Daniel Moore, you want to do this the easy way or the hard way? I suggest you take the easy way because the hard way involves me taking this wig off my head and you ending up with 2 purple nipples. Oh, come on. You're sitting over there half-dressed, barefoot with no wig on your head, looking like you just came through a bad divorce. Now, what's wrong?
Just missing my family.
Well, I can't say I haven't been there before. Missing my mama and my brothers. I can live one way or another without my daddy, but I miss him from time to time, too. How long has it been since you all last spoke?
About 4 months.
Try 3 years. They'll come along. Or they won't. What's important is that you gotta do what makes you happy.
Milk removes his wig. He chooses a wig from the shelf and brings it over to Daniel. He adjusts it on Daniel's head and then makes his way to the vanity.
But, it's hard to...
I didn't say anything was going to be easy. I walked away from a lot. I had everything a 43-year-old could have wanted. I was set. Didn't have a care in the world. I just wasn't happy. And just think, had I not made the decisions I made when I made them, I wouldn't be here. Decisions that I made to be happy. I wouldn't have known you or anybody else here. It gets hard sometimes, sure, but that's why we're here. We lean on each other. That's what family does. Now, you've got a family too. Now, chin up. You got a show to do.
Daniel goes to the mirror and attempts to put his gown on.
It just feels like...
A whole lot standing on your chest?
Yeah.
A moment. Milk looks at Daniel and then begins digging through his bag. He pulls out a necklace and hands it to Daniel.
Catch.
The necklace has a wing pendant on it.
Anytime you start to feel those feet on your back, reach up and touch those wings. You're not alone. Then you give me a call, because I'll always answer.
Thank you.
What else am I here for? All right. Enough of all this mushy-mush. We've got to transform you from a distressed divorcee to the queen of the night in. All right, move the hair out the way.
Milk doctors Daniel's makeup and changes his wig for the 5th time.
I started to call them. Actually, I did call them. It didn't answer.
Take this off.
What?
Wait. Yeah, take the dress off.
What? Why?
Take the daggone thing off.
Daniel takes the gown off, while Milk goes to his clothes rack and pulls a different dress. He turns and pretends not to notice Daniel's bruises.
Here, wear this.
We're not the same size. I don't think this will fit.
Well, we'll just have to cross our fingers and our hairy toes. Yeah, we're looking better.
Yeah.
Daniel finishes dressing. He stands upright.
Now you look like the queen of the night.
Milk finds a new pair of heels and hands them to Daniel.
All right, come on. You gotta go.
Daniel stands for a moment, looking at his reflection in the mirror, pleased. Milk prepares a change of clothes for himself and places them on the vanity.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. You ready?
Yeah, I think so. Hey, look. If they call, can you just...
Take your mind off of that. Tonight is about Daniel Moore. You go out there and have a good time. Leave the rest of them in here with me. I'll babysit while you party. I'm just glad I didn't come here to find you sitting in those green sequins. We're gonna burn that one. That thing is gonna have you lit up like a damn Christmas tree out there.
Daniel stands looking at Milk in admiration and appreciation.
Get out there before you miss your set. Standing up there looking all goofy at me.
Daniel readies himself a little more at the mirror. The announcer, Keaton, is heard addressing the crowd.
He joined the gang a few months ago, but tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is her first night with her very own set. Put your hands together and let me hear you make some noise for Miss Drusilla Moan.
Go!
Daniel rushes through the dressing room door. Milk shouts down the hallway.
Kick ass!
Milk shuts the door. He goes over to his vanity, collects his clothes, and heads to the restroom to change when the Queen of the Night from the Bodyguard soundtrack, 1992, begins to play. Milk sings along, dancing a bit, having his own private show in the dressing room. He stops, chuckles, and heads to the restroom. Lights fade as the music swells. The lights fade up to a cheering crowd. The music has stopped, and Daniel enters the dressing room excitedly with a fairly large arrangement of flowers. He dances about with a wide-toothed grin. As he twirls, he lands on the couch, holding the flowers close.
Oh, Milk! Wow, it was so much fun. I like being out there with everyone else, but to stand on your own, that's I don't know what it is, but I liked it. I wish you could have been out there. Milk,
Yeah.
did you hear me?
Yes, sir, I did. You kicked ass?
I sure did. They were calling for an encore.
Mm-hmm. See what happens when you listen to me.
Come look at all these flowers.
Give me 1 second.
Woohoo! This must be what flying feels like.
All right now, don't start jumping off this stuff in there.
Come look at these flowers. I got roses and gardenias and all types of stuff out there. I think we should celebrate. What do you want to eat tonight? My treat. Milk. Did you hear me? Milk. Milk.
I'm in the bathroom. I'm coming. Give me a second.
Milk finally emerges from the restroom. He has changed clothes and is now dressed in a white linen button-down covered in large flowers. Makeup and wig removed.
World War III's in that bathroom.
Thanks for the warning.
Let's see these flowers. These are nice, but those aren't gardenias.
Then what are they?
Do I look like a florist to you? Don't answer that. I don't know what they are, smart ass, but I know gardenias when I smell them. Those aren't them. They're beautiful though.
These are gardenias.
What makes you think that?
Well, I mean, they're white.
Mm-hmm. And salt looks like sugar. What's your point? Give me here.
Daniel hands Milk the flowers. He listens to his nose for a smell.
Nope, not gardenias.
Didn't know you knew so much about flowers.
I don't know everything. I just know the difference between a gardenia and what ain't a gardenia. It's all about scent. Gardenias don't smell like magnolias, and magnolias don't smell like roses. There's a flower about the scent.
They all smell the same to me.
Oh yeah, you gotta work on that. You can't be around here getting confused.
I should grab some water for these.
Oh, World War III.
Got it.
Daniel grabs the flowers and taking a change of clothes with him, exits to the restroom. Milk laughs as he prepares his things to go for the night. Offstage, Honeysuckle can be heard.
Well, fuck Jerry and fuck you too. Fuck you, motherfucker, you goddamn henchman.
Honeysuckle, opening the dressing room door, stumbles in. He is slightly off balance. He shouts down the hallway.
Kiss my ass!
Well, good evening to you too.
I'm not in the mood for your shit.
Well, good thing I don't give a damn about what you're in the mood for. Who has got your pants all twisted in a knot tonight?
Keaton.
Last night page number. Can you give it to me real quick?
Well.
Well, good thing I don't give a damn about what you're in the mood for. Who has got your panties all twisted in a knot tonight?
Keaton.
Bless his heart.
Bless shit. I'm sitting at the bar, dressed, ready to go on.
At the bar, huh?
Yes. Keaton comes mouthing his little Mayor Whoville ass over, telling me some bullshit about Jerry says I can't go on.
Did he now? I don't know for sure, but it might have something to do with your drinking.
Kiss my ass, Milk.
Nobody in their right mind would dare press their lips against that hairy monstrosity you got back there. You better be glad Jerry didn't fire your ass after what happened last time.
Shit, I'm the only thing keeping this damn shithole alive.
Watch yourself.
You can't go on tonight. Jerry, Keaton, and everyone else can shove a cactus up their asses. This place gets me so damn sick. It's as amateur as shit gets.
Then why are you here?
A beat.
I'll be out of here in 6 months.
And you said that 6 months ago.
Go to hell. At least I want something better. You're what? Knocking on 50? Still hanging out in drag clubs?
You might want to pump your brakes while you're ahead.
I mean, you're fat. A little wrinkly. I mean, what are you trying to relive? Motherfucker, start a family or some shit. Leave the rest of us alone. Damn.
You better be glad I know what you've been through and that you've had too much to drink.
At the rate you're going, you'll die in this shithole. Calling yourself Milk? Bitch, we're all just about lactose intolerant and tired of your ass.
Milk, unable to take any more of Honey's rude ranting, grabs him by the back of his neck.
I try to conduct myself in a dignified manner at all times, but hear me when I say, I will lay your ass out in the middle of this chest room like a damn picnic spread. It's in your best interest to pack your shit and go home for the night.
He releases him.
Could you grab me any harder?
You gotta do worse than that. A fucking piece of work you are.
That's the same shit my mama said.
Taught you some damn manners.
Taught me the same manners your mama taught you?
Bullshit.
Honeysuckle looks over at the vanity.
Where's the queen of the night?
Don't you start any shit with him either.
Just want to congratulate him. Not all that.
Pink.
Bullshit wants to be me.
Oh, come off it. There's not a person in the world that wants to trade places with you. You start anything with him and I really will kick your ass. He's had a tough 2 weeks and he doesn't want or need any of your help, making things tougher than things already are.
He'll live.
Honeysuckle tries to stand up and stumbles back into his seat.
You know, this right here is exactly the problem. Keep this up and it's not going to be good for you. This bottle is about to fuck up everything good in your life. You should be out of here, flat on your ass, after all the shit you've pulled, but you're not. So I suggest you start showing a little more gratitude and being a tad nicer to people.
Daniel walks back in, bringing the calm back to Milk and baiting the monster in Honey. He has changed into a normal everyday wear, nothing special, jeans and a t-shirt.
Everything all right?
Everything all right?
Everything's just fine.
All right. Let's pack up and go home.
Daniel begins packing his bag. Honeysuckle feigns packing while Milk excuses himself to the restroom.
You got a phone call while you were changing? Some woman named Lisa.
My mom?
She called twice, so I picked up. I thought it was an emergency.
What did she say?
Me and Milk discussed it. We don't think we should talk about that right now. It's your big night.
I'll just call her back.
Well, see, that's the thing. She doesn't want you to. She said some really nasty things, like, I don't want to freak for a son. You're pathetic. You know, angry mom shit. I know what it's like to have home not be home anymore, but this isn't your home either. In fact, a lot of us feel like your mother. You're a little pathetic. And P.S., You should do yourself a favor and stop hanging out with that bag of bones in the restroom.
Milk punches him square in the nose. Honey knocks over a clothes rack. Milk opens the dressing room door and throws Honey's belongings out into the hallway.
I told you not to fuck with him.
Milk.
I told you not to fuck with his head.
Milk lifts Honey by the shirt collar.
Get off me!
Milk lets go, and a bloody Honey stumbles out of the doorway and into the hall.
Your ass is done. Wait till I tell Jerry.
Honey stumbles down the hallway holding his nose. Milk steps back into the hall and throws a makeup bag in the same direction. He slams the door on his way back into the dressing room. Daniel stands off to the side, unsure of what to say or do. Milk stares straight ahead. Milk walks away from the door and to his vanity. He continues packing.
Milk!
What? Deep.
Milk looks up and notices the deep hurt and despair on Daniel's face.
You didn't get a phone call. You lied.
Didn't have to do all
Yes,
that.
I did. Everybody lets him walk around, fucking off. I've had enough of his attitude. I've had enough of his drinking. I've had enough of his bullying. That's not happening here.
But now you're in all this trouble.
If Gary is the one you're worried about, you shouldn't be. I can handle her.
Milk notices the look of guilt on Daniel's face.
Don't go looking like that. I'm fine. I might have to stay out a night or two, but I'm fine. If anyone is going anywhere, it's Honey.
A knock at the door. Milk and Daniel look to the door simultaneously. Milk goes to answer and opens to Keaton, the announcer. He stands in a white button-down dress shirt, dark pants, and a red bow tie. He is balding in the center of his head.
Did you have to do that?
I'm packing my shit now. I'll be in the office in a second.
Good. Because, you know, Jerry is blowing a fuse right now.
I know.
Oh, don't take too long.
Milk shuts the door in Keaton's face.
Maybe I should find someplace else.
You talking nonsense?
I mean, everywhere I go, there's some drama or some sort of problem.
Because there are people in the world who thrive on problems and drama. That is not because of you.
But you never step out of character with anybody.
And I didn't step out of character. It is completely within my character to defend the people that I care about.
I guess we can just go back to packing.
Yeah. Let me pick this.
Milk goes to pick up the clothes rack. He hangs the gowns, collects the scattered shoes.
D, do you love yourself?
What?
A knock at the door.
I'm coming, Keaton. Hold on. Well, do you or don't? You are no one's punching bag.
A beat. Another knock at the door.
I am coming, Keaton. Give me 5 seconds, please.
Milk hurriedly puts his things together. He makes sure the clothes rack and other things are moved back in his scuffle with Honey are put back into place. Another knock at the door.
You know your mama should have taught you some damn patience. I am coming. I told you.
Milk opens the door.
Oh.
Tony, dressed nicely in a striped polo with dark slacks, stands wearing a confused look with his girlfriend Samantha, who wears an expression of annoyance.
I think I have the wrong room. I'm looking for Daniel Monroe.
Daniel peers past Milk into the room.
Tony?
Danny!
Tony and Danny embrace excitedly. Samantha steps into the dressing room with indifference. Milk, confused and surprised, closes the door behind them. Daniel winces from Tony's grip.
What are you doing here?
We came to see you perform. Thought we'd, come out and surprise you.
I can't believe I'm looking at you right now.
Man, us in the flesh. Oh, where are my manners? This is my girlfriend, Samantha.
Nice to meet you. I didn't know I don't know what you see in this guy. You're way too pretty for him.
Oh, yeah?
Guys, this is my friend John. We call him Milk. Milk, this is my best friend Tony.
Oh, how do you do?
Hey, you did Tina Turner, right?
Did Tina? I'm Tina. Can do Tina. I'm Tina. Nice to meet you.
Tony and I grew up together in Dolan Springs. We did everything together. He's more of a brother than a friend.
Oh, is this Tony from grade school?
Yep, Tony from every school I ever went to.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Tony, for introducing our boy to what fun really is. He can still be a little stick in the mud sometimes.
I can imagine.
What about you?
Me?
How long you been knowing these two?
Tony and I started dating about 3 months ago.
Okay, well, many more months to you, my dear.
Man, I tell you, tonight was really something. Quite the experience.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
A knock at the door.
Milk, Jerry ain't waiting much longer.
Coming out now.
Milk goes back to the vanity to finish packing his things.
I'll leave you all to do some catching up. I have to see a man with a dick and a broken nose.
What?
He punched one of the other guys in the face.
As he exits,
He's an asshole. I promise you, I'm the sweetest thing in God's garden. I wouldn't hurt a fly. Just don't have as much tolerance for assholes. You need a ride tonight?
Just wait up for me after your meeting.
All right. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Likewise.
Milk exits. Daniel closes the door.
He's the only reason you can't see my bones. Man, I'm so glad to see you.
Me too, bub.
They embrace again.
I put you tight there, buddy.
Oh, I'm not gonna break you.
They release each other. Daniel is clearly in a bit of pain.
Hey, you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just a little sore.
Oh, don't tell me you've been working out.
No. None of that.
Overcoming his pain, Daniel begins clearing gowns, boas, and heels from the sofa.
Make yourself comfortable. Excuse the mess.
Oh, no problem, man. This is where the magic happens.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
This is where the transformation begins.
Yeah. So, how did this even happen?
Oh, I mean, I hadn't seen you in about 4 months.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
And when I found out that things that played out the way that they did, I figured you needed your friend with you. And, you know, I wasn't necessarily my best self when we were back home, but I want to be better. And
no, don't even worry about it.
So, this is what you do, huh?
Yep. This is it.
You know, you were always into performance, just didn't think it would be a performance like this.
How's my mom?
Miss Lisa is Miss Lisa.
You tell her to give me a call sometime?
She hadn't.
No.
Oh, well, yeah, I definitely will.
And Dad?
Good old Judge. He hasn't talked to you either, has he?
No.
Awkwardness sets in.
We got you these. I think they're gardenias.
These are not gardenias.
These are really nice, you guys. Let me get some water for them.
Daniel grabs a glass vase sitting on a cabinet. He exits the restroom. Tony turns to Samantha.
You're talkative tonight?
You agreed to do this. I'm here because you were too chicken shit to do it alone.
Oh, come on, Sam. We have to convince him.
You have to convince him.
You think he's gonna come back with me if you're acting like this?
Do what you need to do so we can go home. This is fucking ridiculous.
Listen, I need this. His dad promised me a clean record if I got him to come home. So please, either help me out or sit there, shut the fuck up, and smile, but do not screw this up for me.
Daniel enters. Tony pretends to just now notice Daniel.
Yeah, babe, these gowns are beautiful. Sam loves the gowns.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's something.
That's my favorite part, honestly. Getting to be someone else for a second.
Like dress up.
I guess.
Bro, you remember when we were kids and you used to dress up in your mama's church heels?
Yeah.
Man, I thought I got badass whippings. And Pop was swift with it, too.
I mean, that's not funny, Tony.
Babe, Danny used to run when he'd hear his mom's car pulling up because he'd spend all day dressing up.
Daniel has clearly grown uncomfortable with the memory.
Sam, which one is your favorite?
The green sequin one you wore looked really nice.
I didn't wear a green.
All right, how about we load this joint and go grab something to eat?
Okay. It's pretty late, but I'm sure we can find something. Let me run to the office and let Milk know that I'm heading out with you guys, and then we can go. That work?
Oh, you bet.
Maybe he'll want to join us.
Maybe it could just be us tonight, for old time's sake.
I don't think he's eating tonight. It won't hurt to ask.
But we really can't talk like how we would usually. Like not with him around.
What do you mean?
Well, like hash up old memories, family talk. I'm sure you don't want a stranger knowing all your business.
Milk's no stranger. I'll just see if he's hungry. I'll be right back.
Daniel leaves the dressing room. Tony exhales, annoyed with the job he's having to do. Samantha gives him a look. Honeysuckle enters with a bandaged nose. He has the belongings Milk tossed into the hall. He goes about organizing them on the vanity. He notices Tony and Samantha.
I ain't doing no damn interviews.
What?
I'm not in the mood to do interviews. Find someone else for your shitty little article.
We're not here for any interview.
And what do you want?
We're friends of Daniel.
Oh, the fucking queen of the night. Golden Springs, right?
Yeah.
Where is that again?
Arizona.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Tony, nice to meet you.
You must be the one he's always talking about.
What do you mean?
He's always ranting about his friend from Arizona. He told us about that time that you did it in the bathroom at reception. How made Perky Park's tingling.
What the fuck?
Oh, I could go on and on. We just about know each other from all the stories he's told. Down to every little detail, or should I say, very large detail.
Yo, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I can't take this shit.
Samantha grabs a purse and begins to exit. Tony reaches for her.
Samantha!
I do not want to be any part of this sick, twisted ass, freak ass, circle jerk you got going on, Tony.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
No wonder you wanted me to come up here.
Samantha turns to leave. Honey blocks her.
Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't had the pleasure of making your acquaintance.
I was a girlfriend.
He withdraws his hand dramatically.
Oh, that's interesting.
Was the girlfriend.
Samantha!
Samantha exits, slamming the door in Tony's face.
So how'd you two meet?
Daniel enters the dressing room, confused about the yelling.
What's going on here?
What the fuck, Danny?
What's going on?
Ask your friend here.
Daniel rushes Honey, grabbing him by the collar.
What did you say?
Get the fuck off me, bitch.
Honey goes collecting his things upon exiting.
It was nice meeting you. Make sure I get an invitation to the wedding, bitch.
Honey exits. Daniel tries to stand, wincing in pain.
What the fuck, Danny? What the fuck?
What happened?
You telling your little buddies that I'm your man or some shit?
What?
That we get busy in the bathroom stalls and shit, right?
What are you talking about?
Fucking save it, man. That thing just stood in here and told me all about your little lives. You're at this freak show telling people that we're together. Bro, what type of sick shit is this?
Tony, I never.
Are you insane or something? I mean, you have to be. To think of something like that, you must be. When we get back to Dolan Springs, we're getting you some help. What the fuck?
What did you...
Samantha is fucking gone.
What did you say?
Tony stops.
Dolan Springs? You came to bring me back?
It wasn't supposed to go this far, Danny. You're a fucking... Look at this place, man. You're playing dress up in fucking gowns and shit. We're not kids anymore.
Who put you up to this?
What?
Who put you up to this?
You
don't do anything unless there's something in it for you. Who put you up to this and what are you getting?
A long silence.
He told me he'd give me a clean slate if I got you to come home.
My dad.
Daniel shakes his head.
Look, all the crazy shit I did in college, it'll be like it never happened. Gone. So as fucked up as all this shit is, you gotta come with me.
So this was not all about you supporting me. No.
What?
I'm not going.
Fucking Christ. Look, I understand some shit is going on with your head, but we gotta go, man. Your family is fucking falling apart. Your mom is on pills. Your dad is the biggest joke in town. They don't even show up for church anymore.
How is any of that my fault?
You did it. You're the reason why.
I'm to blame because they can't stomach that someone might actually be different from them?
You're fucking coming with me.
Tony moves to grab Daniel's stuff. Daniel tries to stand up to him, blocking Tony's way. Tony shoves Daniel. Daniel tries to stop Tony from taking his bag to the door. He's not gaining any leverage. Daniel draws back and he punches Tony in the jaw. Tony stands, shocked. He drops Daniel's bag. Daniel stands in shock, surprised that he actually hit someone.
You want to be a freak that bad, huh? Fine. Fucking fine.
Tony goes on a rampage through the dressing room. He puts on gowns from the hanging places on the rack and tosses wig heads from their places on the shelves and pushes Daniel's vanity over.
There. Be a fucking freak. I'm out of here.
I'm sorry, Tony.
Tony stops in his tracks. He turns to face Daniel.
I'm sorry that I ever thought I had a friend in you.
Tony exits, slamming the door behind him. Daniel stands there among the wreckage from the storm that just passed over. He walks over to the vase of flowers Tony bought and throws it against the wall. He screams. He almost looks as if he'll topple over. Milk enters, having heard the tail end of things.
What happened, Hickey? Are you okay?
Milk stammers for words. Daniel provides no explanation. After a long silence,
I'm nobody's punching bag.
Lights slowly fade to black on the disheveled dressing room. End of play.
All right. Very good. Congratulations. All right, cast, company, playwright, if you wouldn't mind joining the screen again for our brief feedback session. Yes, thank you so much, y'all. Y'all did so wonderful. Hear it for the cast and for David and Connor and JaVaun. Thank you so much, JaVaun. So yeah, like I say, we're just gonna kind of open the floor now for questions, comments, feedback. I'd like to go ahead and start by sort of asking you, JaVaun, what was the impetus for this piece? What is it that gave you the idea? What is it that gave you, you know what I mean, the you know, the characters? How do they enter your head? Just stuff like that.
Okay, so to begin, I wrote this 3 years ago in 2017 in Jordan's class, so you can kind of thank him for you know, making our final one act. That's how this was born. And I work at the Honors College in the coffee forum, and I was walking to the kitchen one day with our crate of mugs to put them in the dishwasher, and I heard somebody say, "Yeah, my best friend's a drag queen." And I was like, oh, "Okay, yeah," and I kept walking, and I just was like, "How interesting would would that be?" Like, I wonder what that's like. Like, do you go with them to do you help them do that? I don't know. I'm just really interested in that. And so I didn't know what in the world I was going to write for the final. It was a week until the due date, and for whatever reason, that little sentence just kept playing in my head. My best friend's a drag queen, and so I was like, okay, let's play with that. And the way that I write is really funny to me because I don't like to censor myself when I write or deny anything. If it comes out, it just comes out, and I just keep typing. I keep writing, and I guess that's just the way. I guess that's just the way the story decided to dress itself. I know that during that particular time in my own personal life, I was really wanting to feel accepted. I was kind of trying to find where I belonged, and so I guess those personal needs were addressed in the play, or they came to life in the play. And then there are other things, some of my friends' experiences are things that they've trusted me with. Not things that they're don't tell anyone about, but that also came to life in the play and helped to flesh out some of these characters' experiences. Some of these beliefs and such are beliefs held by people I know. So yeah, it was a big conglomeration of other people's stories, certain things that I felt, and then certain people that I knew, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how F is for Friendship came to be.
Thank you. I'd also like to hear from the cast. I mean, in whatever order you guys want to talk. What was it like, sort of portraying these characters, and bringing them to life for the first time? Because this is the first time JaVaun's got to hear this thing. You know what I mean? In its entirety. And yeah. So what were some of the things you noticed? What was it like portraying these people?
For me, it was really good to do this reading and just to practice keeping an open mind and being open to educating myself and understanding someone else's experience for art. I recently have been watching Pose. My mom recently saw Disclosure, and we had a long conversation about that. So just starting to connect the dots of the real world to the art world, and really respecting that line.
Yeah, I think that Daniel's character is constantly seeking a connection in some way, shape, or form, and I think that it's really interesting that he has someone who is a solid support system in Milk, but there is still that longing for something that, while it might be broken, it's still familiar, so he keeps searching for that. And so when Tony shows up, he's the physical manifestation of that, and I think that that's a really strong theatrical device. And I think that the pull for Daniel is really interesting to try to step into your new life, but still try to reclaim all the things that you liked about your old life. So I thought that was nice. That was a nice little pull for the character.
Playing Tony, the sucky thing is there's always going to be a person like Tony. There's always going to be a Tony where it's maybe your old high school friend, and now that y'all have grown up, y'all have kind of gone down different paths, different opinions, different viewpoints, and unfortunately those friendships might not last. And what I think is really interesting in a lot of other, TV shows, plays, etc., sometimes the gay person or the drag queen will get beat up by these kind of characters and get kind of like shoved in the mud for being who they are. But in this, Daniel is the one that I think wins at the end of the play. You know, he remains true to himself, and you know, Tony might think that he won in his head, but I just think it's interesting how things have turned out, or things play out in the script.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun portraying this role. I don't usually get to play like villains or like mean characters, so this was very fun for me. But yes, like I feel like my character kind of embodies a lot of things that I really hate about the like LGBT community. There's like the toxicity, like the toxic part of it. I feel like she's just kind of like a manifestation of all the toxic side of like the LGBT community, which, you know, it has its problems. And so it was fun to kind of like delve into like trying to find like just the pure toxicity in this toxic person. And yeah.
Can I say something about Honeysuckle's character, which I thought was super interesting? I actually think that Honeysuckle is just stuck and she's hurt and she's afraid. Like that whole, like you said that you were going to be gone 6 months ago thing, right? It's like that whole hurt people thing. Yeah. And I thought you did a great job. So.
She's definitely miserable and doesn't know why she's miserable, but everyone else knows why she's miserable. So, you know, just being like oblivious of yourself, but feeling so comfortable or confident, not comfortable. It was fun to play with.
I'd like to mention, and it kind of speaks back to like my writing process, how things just like come out of me and I just let it. I did not know honeysuckle was a flower. I didn't. Like all of the flowers throughout the play, I did not know honeysuckle was a flower.
That influence, like, that kind of like got my brain rolling so much because there's so many like flower motifs, and I was like, oh, I'm honeysuckle. I'm not a gardenia. I think I'm a sweet flower, but I'm not.
The gardenia metaphor was like that just stood out to me whenever I read this as like representative of the show. I want to, I don't know, Keaton, do you have anything to say?
We don't get a whole lot of Keaton, and we don't know what all happens in the meeting between Milk and Keaton, but I like to think that even though he has a tough exterior, he cares deeply for those he works with.
I want to add that too. I wondered what the play would have been like if we got more Keaton, and I also wondered what the play would have been like if it was, you know what I mean, like a little bit long. And it's not just because I love you, Britton. I just I was intrigued by that character, you know, and I kind of was wondering what it would look like if we got more of him in there. David.
So I wanted to just talk for a little bit about my thoughts on this, and hopefully give some constructive criticism just from what I've developed. If you're comfortable with that, first off, I really love, like, this has wonderful characters, wonderful bones. Like it compelled me. Like, a lot of times whenever I'm reading a script for the first time, I'm kind of dredging through it, and then you learn like all the fun things about it. But like, this is a script that I read it and I was like enjoying it the whole time. I really wish there was more Keaton and more Samantha. I would love to see Tony and Samantha's relationship. I'd love to meet Jerry, maybe. Like, maybe not, but maybe, because you talk about him a lot. And you really, if you're going to introduce Jerry, that would be a full length, you know. But I don't know. I would love to explore some of these other stories that are kind of talked about, but kind of put to the wayside. Because whenever you're writing a 30-minute show, you've got to focus on what's most important for the story. And I think that there's a lot of stuff you created here that you could explore more and would be very entertaining and important to the structure as a whole. And I just feel like I was missing Samantha, and Keaton felt like I wish that I got more of him so that he didn't feel like kind of the device to get Milk more angry, or device like. But like I said, all the other characters like Tony and Daniel's relationship is so strong, and like that you can tell where it came from and what's happened in it that brought them to this awkward, weird point that it is today. So, and yeah, that's yeah.
Anyone else cast have any questions for JaVaun or things that they noticed?
I just want to say I really appreciate in this story. Of course, it's going to like develop and grow more, but I really enjoy the central theme of self-love and fighting for you, because I feel like it's a lot easier to like fight for a symbol or fight for a cause, but to fight for oneself is I think something that we need to be reminded about. And I also just really appreciate the fact that this year I feel like there is a surge of drag culture and more awareness of trans lives. And with that, I think that there is like a maternal figure that is kind of coming out of this culmination, kind of like Pray Tell from Pose, if you've seen that, kind of like Milk in this script. And I think that I kind of like it because although it is like, I guess you could say like potentially a stereotype, it is very much so juxtaposed to what the prior stereotype of the trans community and drag community was. People thought that they were child molesters, predators, and for it to completely flip into a maternal figure now, I think is definitely on the right path. So it's a story that needs to be told, and I'm grateful.
Thank you. Yeah, JaVaun, I know you're, this being the first time that, that you've heard the whole thing aloud. And I hope, this did something for you sort of moving forward. We know this is a developmental process here. You have some fantastic characters on the page. Cast, you did a wonderful job bringing them to life. We have, in the comments, we have a bunch of hearts. We have, the drama of it all, and people commenting how beautiful it was. So, you have something really special here, JaVaun, and I can't wait to see, what becomes of it. Future drafts, where it takes you, because I think this is a story that deserves to be told. And yours is a voice that absolutely deserves to be heard. So it was a joy for me to get to experience some of your work again, and I can't wait to do more in the future. With that, I'd like to go ahead and conclude this evening's reading. Thank you again so much, cast, for all of this. You all got together super quick, you know what I mean, and made it happen. David, Rich, for directing, for pulling all these casts together and making this happen. To Vivian Noble, who's not here, she had to leave. She has another thing, but as our Samantha, so let's make sure that she gets a thank you there. And to Connor for having a really brief introduction with me and how I work, and sort of got thrown into this whole thing rather quickly and has handled it with aplomb. So I thank you, Connor. I look forward to working with you on these things more in the future as well. Y'all stay tuned, or not stay tuned, like y'all can go, you don't have to keep the computer on, but like tune in next week for another reading, and yeah, can't wait to see y'all back here. All right, y'all take care. Have a good night.